In the gritty streets of Akron, Ohio, a young boy named LeBron Raymond James came into the world on December 30th, 1984. Born to a 16-year-old single mother, Gloria Marie James, LeBron's early life was anything but stable. His biological father, Anthony McClelland, was absent, burdened by a criminal record that kept him out of their lives. Gloria, doing her best to provide, worked odd jobs, but steady employment was elusive. The family bounced from apartment to apartment in the rundown neighborhoods of Akron, places where hope often felt like a luxury they couldn't afford. Financial hardship wasn't just a backdrop, it was the harsh reality that defined their days. They moved frequently, sometimes 7 times in a single year, chasing affordable housing that rarely materialized. Food was scarce at times, and basic necessities were a constant worry. LeBron later reflected on this period with raw honesty. "I think the reason why I'm the person who I am today is because I went through those tough times when I was younger, in 4th grade alone." He missed over 80 days of school, not out of rebellion, but because there was no reliable transportation. The instability weighed heavily, creating a sense of despair that could have crushed a lesser spirit. Young LeBron felt the emotional toll deeply. Embarrassed by his family's situation, he was quiet in school, pouring his energy into sports as an escape. Basketball and football became his outlets, played on cracked courts with bent rims in the inner city. But even there, the shadow of poverty loomed. Gloria struggled to keep a roof over their heads, and at one point, the financial strain became so overwhelming that she made the heart-wrenching decision to have LeBron live with a local youth football coach, Frank Walker, who introduced him to organized basketball. This temporary separation was born out of desperation. Gloria's inability to provide stability amid mounting bills and evictions threats. In those dark moments, LeBron's inner voice echoed doubt and fear. "How can I dream big when we can't even afford the basics?" he might have thought. The weight of generational poverty pressed down. No father figure, no financial safety net, just a mother fighting tirelessly but often falling short. It was a cycle that trapped many in Akron, where dreams faded against the grind of survival. Yet, in the midst of this despair, a spark flickered, a raw talent on the court that hinted at something greater. The middle, the grind, the struggle, and the transformative changes as LeBron entered his preteen years. The instability persisted. After a brief return home, financial problems resurfaced, forcing him back to the Walker family. But this time, something shifted. Living with the Walkers provided structure, regular meals, a stable home, and an introduction to disciplined basketball practice. LeBron began to see sports not just as play, but as a potential path out. By high school at St. Vincent St. Mary, his talent exploded. Nicknamed King James early on, he dominated games, averaging over 25 points as a sophomore. Scouts and media descended on Akron, turning a local kid into a national phenomenon. But success brought new pressures. The hype was immense. ESPN televised his high school games, but underneath, the emotional ups and downs raged. Wins brought euphoria, losses crushing self-doubt. Am I really good enough to change everything? His inner monologue questioned during slumps. LeBron's breakthrough came from embracing relentless routines, inspired by a deep-seated fear of returning to poverty. He rose early, often before dawn, mirroring the discipline he later described. "You have to be able to accept failure to get better," drawing from concepts like Stephen Pressfield's The War of Art, where resistance is the enemy of creativity and progress. LeBron battled his own inner resistance, the temptation to slack off, the fear of failure. He ignored it, showing up day after day. His daily habits became sacred rituals, akin to those chronicled in Mason Curry's Daily Rituals. Fixed hours for training, no excuses. Even as a teenager, he trained intensely: cardio warm-ups, strength exercises like lunges, and core work, plyometrics for explosiveness. He committed to early rises, fueling with simple, nutritious meals despite limited resources. Sleep was prioritized. He aimed for 8 to 10 hours, understanding recovery as key. Your mindset is everything. Control it, he would later advise, but in those years, it was lived experience. Emotionally, there were low points. The constant moves left him feeling rootless, friendships fleeting, criticism from those who saw his hype as undeserved stun. But LeBron leaned into hard work as therapy. He reflected often, "You can't be afraid to fail. It's the only way you succeed. You're not gonna succeed all the time." This mindset, treating adversity as fuel, propelled changes. He surrounded himself with mentors like Coach Walker and later high school coaches who stressed education alongside athletics. By his senior year, LeBron was the nation's top prospect. In 2003, straight out of high school, the Cleveland Cavaliers selected him No. 1 overall. Suddenly, an 18-year-old from poverty was thrust into multi-million-dollar wealth. But he remembered the lessons: caution with money, born from watching Gloria's struggles. He warned his first financial advisor sternly, shaped by a scarcity mindset, "I can't start over." His first steps mirrored real transformation. Rookie year, Rookie of the Year. But the grind continued. Off seasons filled with gym time, mobility work, shooting drills. He overcame early criticisms of his jump shot, adding layers to his game through fixed routines. Emotional falls came, playoff losses, media scrutiny. Yet rises followed, leading Cleveland deep, honing leadership. LeBron's advice emerged from this forge: overcome resistance by ritualizing success. Wake early, commit to fixed hours of deliberate practice, ignore fear. It's about being mentally tough through adversity. He made himself relatable, a kid who faltered but persisted. The climax, the breakthrough moment, turning point crystallized in 2010. After 7 years in Cleveland without a championship, LeBron made the decision, joining the Miami Heat with Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh, vilified nationally. Burned jerseys in Akron. It was his boldest move. Emotional low, hatred poured in, self-doubt crested. Have I betrayed my roots? But in Miami, routines intensified under Coach Eric Spoelstra. Early mornings, cold plunges, solo workouts, team shoot-arounds, investments in body, millions spent annually on recovery, cryotherapy, hyperbaric chambers, meditation. The breakthrough. 2012 NBA Finals. Down early, LeBron unleashed, averaging 28.6 points, winning his first ring and Finals MVP. Then 2013, repeat. Inner voice triumphant. Everything negative pressure, challenges is all an opportunity for me to rise. Back to Cleveland in 2014, promise fulfilled. 2016, down 3-1 to Golden State Warriors, 73-win juggernaut. Historic comeback block on Iguodala, Game 7 mastery. Championship for Cleveland, ending 52-year drought. Tears flowed. From Akron despair to delivering joy. I came back for this, he reflected. This era marked financial breakthrough too. Smart investments. Equity in Beats by Dre sold to Apple for billions, netting him millions. Blaze Pizza stake growing exponentially. Lifetime Nike deal worth over $1 billion. The end, enduring success. and profound reflection today. At 40, LeBron James stands as a billionaire, the first active NBA player to reach it. For championships, for finals and BPs, all-time scoring leader. Off-court, Spring Hill Company producing hits. Ownership stakes in Fenway Sports Group, Liverpool FC, Boston Red Sox. I Promise School in Akron, supporting at-risk kids with education. Family wrapper on services. His wealth calculated risks, like turning down early big offers for better long-term deals. From poverty food stamps, evictions to generational wealth, LeBron reflects deeply on LeBron James from Akron, Ohio, from the inner city. I'm not even supposed to be here. He's relatable, emotional valleys of doubt, peaks of triumph. Habits sustained him. 6:30 a.m. wakes on game days. Intense training 5 to 6 days weekly. Recovery rituals. Lessons for us. Embrace routines to conquer resistance. Surrey rises. Fixed work hours. Fearless pursuit despite fear. Don't be afraid of failure. This is the way to succeed. Overcome adversity. It's your teacher. Mindset controls destiny. LeBron's journey proves, from deepest despair, with discipline and heart, greatness awaits. You, too, can rise. The court is yours.